Class 10. Subject Science Biology. Chapter 5. Life Processes. Topics to be learned in this video: Transportation. Transportation in human beings. Transportation. Transportation is the process of movement of water and other material to the circulatory parts of the organism. Transportation in human beings. We have seen in previous sections that blood transports food, oxygen, and waste materials in our bodies. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. It consists of a fluid medium called plasma in which blood cells, RBC, WBC, and platelets are suspended. Plasma transports food, carbon dioxide, and nitrogenous wastes in dissolved form. Oxygen is mainly transported by red blood corpuscles, hemoglobin. Many other substances like salts are also transported by the blood. R. Pump the heart. Heart pumps the blood all over the body. It is a muscular organ which is as big as our fist. It has 4 chambers. 2 upper right and left atria, and 2 lower right and left ventricles. Right chambers carry carbon dioxide-rich, deoxygenated blood. Left chambers carry oxygen-rich, oxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood reaches the lungs to remove carbon dioxide. Oxygenated blood from the lungs is brought back to the heart and then pumped to the rest of the body. Pumping process of heart. Oxygenated blood. Oxygen-rich blood from the lungs comes to the thin-walled upper chamber of the heart on the left atrium. The left atrium relaxes when it is collecting this blood. It then contracts, while the next chamber, the left ventricle, relaxes, so that the blood is transferred to it. When the muscular left ventricle contracts in its turn, the blood is pumped out to the body. Deoxygenation blood. Deoxygenated blood comes from the body to the upper chamber on the right atrium as it relaxes. As the right atrium contracts, the corresponding lower chamber, the right ventricle, dilates. This transfers blood to the right ventricle, which in turn pumps it to the lungs for oxygenation. Since ventricles have to pump blood into various organs, they have thicker muscular walls than that of atria. Heart has valves to prevent the backflow of blood when the atria or ventricles contract. Oxygen enters the blood in the lungs. The separation of right side and left side of the heart prevents mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. This allows a highly efficient supply of oxygen to the body. It is useful in animals that need high energy, birds and mammals, to maintain body temperature. Animals like amphibians and many reptiles do not use energy to maintain temperature. They depend on the temperature in the environment. Such animals have 3-chambered heart and tolerate some mixing of the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Fishes have only 2-chambered heart. Here, circulation occurs as follows: deoxygenated blood enters the heart, then pumped to gills, then blood is oxygenated in gills, then blood to rest of the body. Thus, blood goes only once through the heart during one cycle of passage through the body. In other vertebrates, blood goes through the heart twice during each cycle. This is called double circulation. Blood pressure. The force that blood exerts against the wall of a vessel is called blood pressure. This pressure is much greater in arteries than in veins. Sphygmomanometer, an instrument to measure BP. Systolic pressure. Blood pressure in the artery during ventricular systole, contraction. It is about 120 mmHg. Diastolic pressure. Blood pressure in the artery during ventricular diastole, relaxation. It is about 80 mm mercury. High BP, hypertension, is caused by the constriction of arterioles, which increases resistance to blood flow. It leads to the rupture of an artery and internal bleeding. The tube blood vessels, arteries, veins and capillaries. Arteries are the vessels that carry blood from the heart to various body parts. Since the blood emerges from the heart under high pressure, the arteries have thick, elastic walls. On reaching an organ or tissue, the artery divides into small branches, arterioles, to bring the blood in contact with all the cells. Veins collect blood from different organs and bring it back to heart. They have no thick walls because the blood is no longer under All's-B pressure. Instead, they have valves to flow blood only in one direction. The smallest vessels have walls which are 1 cell thick and are called capillaries. Exchange of material between the blood and surrounding cells takes place across this thin wall. The capillaries then join together to form veins that convey the blood away from the organ or tissue. Maintenance by platelets. Leakage or loss of blood due to injury leads to reduction in pressure and efficiency of circulatory system. To avoid this, the platelet cells plug these leaks to clot the blood at the points of injury. Lymph tissue fluid. Through the pores in the capillary walls, some amount of plasma, proteins and blood cells escape into intercellular spaces in the tissues to form lymph. It is similar to blood plasma but colorless and contains less protein. From intercellular spaces, lymph drains into lymphatic capillaries, which join to large lymph vessels that finally open into larger veins. Lymph carries digested fat from intestine and drains excess fluid from extracellular space back into the blood. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel.